The fire is under control.
Yeah.
It's been contained. There are no visible flames at the moment. They are just smoke, which means that there's some smoldering going on. The challenge for us is that portions of the building has collapsed, and there are very visible cracks all around the building. So we are very worried that the other parts of the buildings might also collapse very soon. So we are doing our best to make sure that we don't commit officers to so close to the scene in case there's any collapse, to prevent any casualty. The obstacle again for us is that there are hardly any access routes into these shops where the seat of fires are. So you realize that originally the buildings were supposed to be shops, but they've turned it into warehouses, and they've blocked all the windows. So even with the small windows that we get, trying to channel the water, fight the fire through the water into the window, it's curtailed by the items that they've used to block the windows in the room, in the warehouse. So it's been very difficult for us to get through. Also, the fact that portions of the building has collapsed, so it's making room for more oxygen into the building. That's what. But the most important thing for us is that when we get to a scene like that, two things are on our minds. One, to prevent casualty, maybe it's injury or loss of human life, and then also to make sure that we protect what is bent is probably just bent, but to protect the other buildings, the unaffected properties around. You bear me witness that there are a lot of other properties very close by. There are other banks around, and it's very important that we protect these buildings and banks from the fire. So far the fire is just contained to where the fire has been burning.
So it hasn't spread yet.
It hasn't spread, and we are managing it to make sure that it hasn't spread. So there's not been any casualty, and the damage has not extended beyond where it started.
Okay, but 4 days now, have you been able to do your check to find out what actually caused the fire there?
Well, no, not really, but we had our forensic scientists on ground gathering evidence and clues to help with the investigation. People obviously have their own theories, so in our investigation we factor everything in, including what people tell us and what we gather at the scene. So we will do our investigation, but then again we'll employ on the various assemblies that, apart from taking their tolls, when we give recommendations and reports, they should do well to implement it, because it becomes very unfortunate when over the years we've had fires, we've had investigations, we've had recommendations made, and yet still almost every year we are back discussing the same old thing again.
Oh, okay. There was this conversation that was roping in that, especially with the fire service, and I think even personally, I remember some time back you said that your place is down on logistics. How far with that? Months has passed by. We are sure that by now the leaders have heard of that. Has there been any improvement on that situation?
Well, there's been some promises made and some assurance given, and we are hopeful that these promises will be materialized within the shortest possible time, especially looking at the fact that Christmas is coming soon and the elections coming up. Government has given us some assurances and promises, but then again, people should remember that it goes beyond the government. Yes, government cannot do all. If well-meaning individuals or corporations who can collaborate and even use fire tenders from outside and donate it to the fire service would gladly welcome it, because we see them giving donations and donating a lot of products and items to other services, but fire service, I don't remember the last time we got any donation of the sort.